So what are you doing with your phone?
Nothing.
All right, cool. Anyway, this is TnT watching some things. I told you I can't hear myself. Like I hear myself and I want to die.
I'm just not gonna do it because the cord is too small. I should have got your headset and I did it.
We can still do it if you really want the headset. You want to hear what it sounds like in your head, then we can definitely do it.
Next time. When we both have a headset.
I'm telling you, it would take too much equipment for me to set that up.
You can do it.
But whatever, man. This is TnT watching some things. And this is episode 1 of our podcast. This is the first time that we're going to be recording other than our pilot episode, which is sealed off somewhere. I don't even know where it's at. This is going to be a podcast about two lovers that watch things either together, separately, and we are going to either review them, talk about them, bring up some news, some garbage that we fucking do. Like we play video games, we do all sorts of stuff. So if anybody ever listens to this other than us and ourselves, just know that's the format of the show. Now, this first episode that we're going to be recording is actually going to be a Beast Wars recap. Now, I've seen Beast Wars. Is my co-host / wife. She is
fairly new to it.
She's actually never seen it before, except for a couple episodes that I showed her, and I was like, man, this would be a great idea to start a podcast on. I think that there's enough people that watched Beast Wars whenever I was a kid that might be looking for something like this.
Never heard of it.
What is it? So I'm assuming you've never heard of Transformers or anything like that, right?
I heard of Transformers. I seen the first movie. I didn't watch 2 or 3. But I've seen the first one. I know what the general idea is.
So you know who Optimus Prime is, you know who Megatron is, Starscream, a couple of those characters like that, or what?
I mean, I don't know them like that. Yeah, I know Optimus and...
So what does Optimus turn into?
I don't know.
You don't know what Optimus turns into in the movies?
Yeah, no, it's been a long time since I've seen it.
I'll give you a hint.
Once was
it has 4 wheels.
I know it's a car.
Yeah, he turns into a truck. Turns into a big Peterbilt truck. Shout out to Peterbilt. What?
It was Peterbilt.
I mean, shout out to Peterbilt, man. It's just, the fact is they heavily marketed the Peterbilt logo. Every time that you saw Optimus Prime, you saw that Peterbilt logo every time it was on screen. So, but yeah, shout out to Peterbilt. But anyway, so Beast Wars is a show that came out in the 90s. Probably going to get into the history of it here pretty soon. Beast Wars, I know that it was started by Mainframe. Mainframe is the people that did all the computer graphics and everything. They also did shows like Reboot, which is another show that I plan on. It's another show that I plan on watching with her because I remember it being pretty good, but I do not know if it still holds up. We're going to definitely check it out. And if we can make it through a couple episodes, we'll let you know if we make it through and continue watching, if we can.
Things like Pepper Ann and Weekenders and Recess. And
so all the stuff that you're naming is like a bunch of Saturday morning cartoons?
Yep, channels that I could get without cable.
Once again, so I don't think any of this stuff was on cable whenever me and my brother were growing up.
These were the ones we chose to watch.
I mean, well, no, here's the thing though, the shows that I'm talking about, they all came on every day. They didn't there was no Saturday morning Beast Wars. It was just, Beast Wars just happened to be on. Now, I think Reboot was a Saturday morning cartoon, if I remember correctly. But we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about Mainframe. We're here to talk about Beast Wars. So, what did you think overall of the first 2 episodes of Beast Wars?
I didn't want to stop watching. I was ready for episode 3.
Like, comment, and subscribe. Hashtag like, comment, and subscribe.
I like the way that your notes are written better than mine. So I would like you to not look over at my notes.
Well, I mean, you're going to have to look at your own notes.
I will look at my own notes. I don't need you looking over and commenting about what they look like.
I'm sure your notes are great.
Now, we can't have any laggy pauses that make people say, are they still there? So
absolutely not. I think these mics are strong enough to pick up on the Pokemon episode that your nephew is in there watching currently. But here's the deal. So the episode starts with a ship being attacked by another after going through some sort of wormhole.
with the epic music.
Oh yeah, this got the intro music that'll probably be edited into this episode.
The music.
I'm sure anybody that's listening to this podcast, listening to this episode for sure knows the Beast Wars theme. But anyway, what happens is, so the ships, one ship goes through a wormhole and the second ship follows after it, and they're both shooting at each other. One is clearly trying to escape the other one. All you hear and see is robot silhouettes giving banter about the ship going down and all this kind of stuff. So you hear I guess what you would call the good guys and then the bad guys talking to each other. While you're hearing that, you see the ship that's being pursued, it gets shot out of space by a bigger, gnarlier looking ship. Whenever it shoots it, it turns, and as it's falling, headed down, they shoot the attacking ship. Now both ships crash on a very mysterious planet. Earth, maybe? Is it Earth? Anyway, the planet has energon, but it's too much. The robots will lock up permanently. So apparently energon is a thing that is in other versions of Transformers I don't know fucking anything about, because like I said, I didn't grow up with the 80s version. I grew up with the 90s version, which happened to be all animals. So as the ships are falling down, the good guy ship shoots off what are called stasis pods, and those stasis pods are going to be very relevant for later on in the show, if I remember correctly. So the robots, in order to protect themselves from the energon deposits that are on the planet, they have to scan the planet and then create alternate forms for themselves. Now, the reason that happened in the OG Transformers, whenever he turns into the Peterbilt truck, is so that they can disguise themselves. So they did a real clever thing with this, and
it's the same thing. They're disguising themselves.
But disguising themselves from who?
Oh.
You see what I'm saying? Like,
it's not disguise. It's to save themselves.
Right, they're doing it literally. Like they like, you see, this is what I'm talking about. I feel like this show is super clever. Whenever it's like, well, we gotta have a reason for them to fucking turn into, you know,
they both figured it
cheetahs and dinosaurs and stuff like that. It's like, why else would they do that? It's like, oh, they need to protect their robot forms. The robots scan or their surrounding areas for the most powerful local creatures, and the robots seem to, as soon as they get their forms, they seem to name themselves, which is kind of funny because it's like, what were their names before? Like, you know, they come up with all these names.
They're on a new planet, new life.
Yeah, new planet, new life, but they're clearly like adults, I guess. Like they, you know what I'm saying? Like they all had jobs before they came to this planet. You know what I'm saying? And nobody addressed them as anything, I guess.
Cheetor.
Cheetor. So who is your favorite out of the let's say the mammals?
The rhino.
The rhino. So Rhinox.
Yeah.
Why was he your favorite?
He's just laid back. He don't jump in to stuff. He just sits on the side and listens. He pitches in when he feels like he has to.
So the person that you're talking about is actually the second in command. On that ship.
I hate Rat Trap.
Okay, now I don't understand why she doesn't like Rat Trap whenever he's
got a
the
bad
most
attitude.
Fleshed out character.
He's not a very
on the
good
ship.
Teammate. I hate his attitude. He's not good for the team. I don't like it.
So after the robots, after they name themselves, they pan back from, or zoom out, I guess, from the ship, and you see out in the distance 2 moons. So of course this can't be Earth, right? It can't be. Would you agree?
They're wherever Dragon Ball Z is at.
They're wherever, right? There's just this endless mountain range of empty space. Absolutely. So it shows that. Now, at that point, I forgot. Rhinox actually says that they could be at any place and any time.
Right.
So once again, is this Earth with 2 moons?
Could be the past.
The future could be the past. Hey man, we're getting a little too deep. Anyway.
Names why? He said it.
That is true. He did say that we could track him through space and time. And then, right after that, smash cut, we go to Megatron. So, what do you know about Megatron? Do you know what he was in the original cartoon? What he turned into?
No.
Now, this is hilarious because in the original cartoon, he turned into a gun.
That has to be handled by someone else?
I have no idea. Once again, I have no reference to any of that. I just know that he turned into a gun. He was a pistol. And Now he is a Tyrannosaurus Rex.
That can lay and wait for someone to pick it up to use.
I assume.
That sounds stupid.
Once again, this is the OG Transformers. I do not understand why people were so...
Did you look this up as a fact? Like, how do you...
No, this is just a fact. I think this is a pretty commonly known fact. I don't know. I guess I've looked it up before, but I didn't look it up. I just know that Megatron used to turn into a gun.
It's like the twins that turn into a pail of water. I don't know what kind.
Oh, the Wonder Twins from the Super Friends?
Stupid.
How dare you. Jan and Zan.
Turn into a pail of water.
He doesn't always turn. He could turn into like an iced waterfall. I think he could turn into like a snowflake, and then like waft through the air so he can fly forever. It was
dumb.
Anyway, like I said, Megatron is revealed, and it shows that he has stolen what is called the Golden Disc. Do you know what the Golden Disc is?
Something that was a relic. I forgot what they said. It was a relic, and if the Predacons get it, then they could rule the world?
Okay, so do you know what the real Golden Disc is?
No.
So the real Golden Disc...
The one for the aliens?
Yeah. From Ancient Aliens?
Yeah.
So...
that they write the information on, in case it gets found, they can...
They have it has sounds of babbling brooks and has a female and a male form.
Information.
Right. It's like a big record.
Yeah.
And they have if they have at least analog technology, they'll be able to extract the sounds of Earth and things like that. So once again, pretty clever how they have decided to integrate the Golden Disc into the mythology of the Beast Wars and of, I guess, Transformers as a whole. So once again, I don't think people give this show enough credit. I think the show is pretty damn clever, especially looking back as an adult on things that I didn't recognize as a kid. And what's funny is, this stuff was it was always there. It's always been there. It's just now it's a little more in my face, especially since I used to watch a lot of Ancient Aliens and things like that, just for entertainment, not because I believe in Zachariah Sitchin's theories and stuff like that. Some of it's a little too far-fetched.
But some things
are definitely makes you think, So anyway, they find the Golden Disc. Megatron has stolen it because it was basically a map that the OG Megatron had.
What?
Basically, it was a map to a very large energon deposit.
So they got here on purpose?
They think they got here on purpose because it's revealed that they don't know where they are because the coordinates seem to be sort of right, but the fact is this doesn't look like the planet that they said they were going to go to.
Chased by the Predacons.
Wrong. The Maximals were chasing the Predacons after Megatron stole it.
But then how did they get to shooting at them and then make them crash?
How did the Predacons get behind the Maximals? I have no idea. I don't think that was clear. Or maybe we just looked at it and saw it wrong. But it seemed like the Maximals were getting chased by the Predacons, right?
Yeah, it did.
That's what it seemed like. So, but the thing is the Maximals got a call after the Predacons had already stole the Golden Disc and then went to go pursue them and ended up in their little time warp and everything. So, she just dropped a pin, y'all.
You don't have to treat me like one of the kids.
Well, I had to throw it on the ground because, my gosh, she's over here drawing. She's drawing hand turkeys. I don't know if anybody's ever drawn a hand turkey.
I didn't draw a hand turkey. I traced my hand.
She didn't have enough.
Because it's looking fatter. Because it is fatter.
She didn't have enough dexterity to hold on to the in and finish drawing the beak. So that's the only reason that it is not
true. That's not what I was going
turkey. So Megatron stole the disc, and we get to see an instant mutiny by a character named Dinobot.
I like Dinobot.
So Dinobot comes in. Dinobot's probably one of the better characters of the show, if I remember correctly. Like I said, so Dinobot is a huge velociraptor. I guess we should go through the cast of characters, huh?
I just know the people that I like and the people that I don't like. Cheetor is too arrogant for me. I don't like his attitude either.
We'll just go through it. So the Maximals consist of Optimus Primal, who is taking his name from the original Optimus Prime, who is I'm sure everybody knows that. Like I said, he's the Peterbilt truck. We got Rat Trap, we got Cheetor, and we've got Rhinox. So we've heard about Rhinox. Rhinox is second in command. Cheetor is.
I like his name.
Who, Rhinox?
Yeah.
Well,
it's not.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And then Cheetor's a scout. And then Rat Trap he's like a handyman around the ship.
Why would you choose to be a rat? If you didn't choose it, it was chosen for you.
Oh no, he's there for reconnaissance. So like he can fit into grates and stuff like that.
I guess, but I hate that he's a rat.
I mean, it is what it is.
And I hate his name, Rat Trap. I hate it.
Rat Trap is dope.
Cheetor, I hate it.
Rat Trap is dope. Cheetor's kind of corny, but
an Optimus Prime. That's just like, it ain't got nothing to do with what he is.
He's named after
the primate.
Primal. That's why his name is Primal. But he's named after the original Optimus Prime. So I mean, only a Prime can kill a Prime. Smash cut to Megatron shoving a sword through Optimus Prime's chest. Whatever.
And then Predacons.
The Predacons are Megatron, who is the leader. We got Scorponok, who's his second in command. We got Pterosaur, who does he's a scout like
I don't like Pterosaur.
Like Cheetor. And we've got Waspinator, who's another scout.
I like Waspinator.
Waspinator is our comic relief. He's constantly getting shat upon.
He's crazy.
We've got Tarantulas, who is basically the tech guy that's on the Predacon side. He's pretty much the only tech guy we've seen so far. They talk about
Rhinox is like the tech guy for...
Right, but we haven't seen him really do anything.
Okay.
He just kind of talks, but we've heard people talk about Tarantulas, but that's later on. And then we've got Dinobot. So Dinobot is the one that does the immediate mutiny and gets his ass handed to him by Scorponok, because
that wasn't fair though. That wasn't like a fair fight.
It wasn't a fight. He immediately challenged
him.
Megatron, and
Megatron
said
and stepped out the way.
Let me show you something. It doesn't take much for me to lead. What you need to do is you need to take a step back, and then basically he steps back and gets Scorponok to take out Dinobot, and that's the last we'll ever see of Dinobot. No, he shot a rocket into him.
Was it a rocket?
It was a rocket because he
blasted off and was gone.
Yeah, he was gone. So we'll never see him again. So yeah, during that time we find that the Predacons are looking to restart the Great War. So I guess there was a great war between maybe not the Maximals and the Predacons, but at least the Autobots and the Decepticons, which are their ancestors. Like I said, this is where we find out that the Maximal robots were on a mission, and they were called to stop Megatron after stealing the disc.
And then they started surveying the land with their binocular eyeballs.
What are you talking about? What
their eyes can like.
Yeah, all those little like robot things that they do, it either gets glossed over, or like it's a one-time use thing where it's like, oh yeah, I definitely have binocular vision now, but like it doesn't really come back.
He did it and Cheetor did it. Optimus did it and Cheetor did it. They both used binocular vision to look far.
Super, super far away. So while they're standing outside, we go back to the Maximals. The Maximals are sitting outside talking about how they were told to stop the Predacons, and Cheetor runs off. As soon as he runs off,
to show his speed.
Yeah, he immediately gets out of range of the comms, so they can't talk to each other.
Doesn't seem very far.
Yeah, it's 100 meters. So 100 meters, like they're setting up a lot of stuff so that whenever things happen later on, so well, how come we didn't just call him? And it's like, how come we didn't just do this? How come we just didn't, like, well, it's because, because of all the energon that's on this planet, they cannot communicate, and they have to use their beast forms because they have to protect themselves from the massive energon deposits that are on this mysterious planet.
Which would drain them and kill them.
It doesn't drain them. It actually gives them energy.
But it's too much.
It's way too much, yeah. So they actually have enough. The energon is a power source. They're way too much energon. Too much of a good thing destroys their circuits. During that time, whenever he runs off, we hear Optimus Prime's catchphrase, or Optimus Primal, his catchphrase, that's just Prime. Which, yeah, I say that all the time.
I hate it.
Nobody knows what it means.
Well.
You got nothing?
Yeah.
Like all the way up until this point?
Yeah, I'm everything is covered by me. Waspinator coming in.
Also, at the same time, after we hear Rat Traps, or after we hear Megatron do his catchphrase, that's just Prime, then we hear Rat Traps, we're all gonna die, which is
horrible attitude.
Once again,
horrible teammate.
They are I forgot what they're actually there for, but the fact is they're not a combat unit. They're not supposed to be out there fighting, but the fact is they have to. Right, we see some janky CGI. After that, Cheetor notices that the other cheetahs are scared off by a gigantic wasp, and he says something about,
Waspinator.
Well, no, that's not what Cheetor says. Cheetor says something about, like, if those cheetahs were spooked by that wasp, that's no regular wasp. My whole thing is, I'm sitting there looking at that thing, and I'm like, wait a minute, aren't these robots like the size of like a man?
That wasp was a giant wasp.
That's what I'm saying. He would have to be like the same size as a cheetah. Can you imagine a cheetah sitting right here and a wasp that size? And you're like, wait a minute. I don't think that's a regular wasp.
He's on steroids.
Yeah, it doesn't make very much sense. But, you know, it gives him a reason to have our first fight sequence. Our first fight sequence goes off and it's kind of lame. But, I mean, there's things happening. But while they're out, Optimus Prime goes in to... Oh my gosh.
Stop.
Okay, I'm not saying nothing.
Right.
It's just you got a lot of notes and you're not saying anything. I feel like I'm just talking to myself.
Said everything. Everything that I have, you said, and I basically agree. I don't have no rebuttals to what you're saying, except for you liking Rat Trap. That's not. I disagree. I don't like him at all. Hate the name Cheetor. Yeah, it's pretty warm.
Can't turn on the fan because the mics will definitely pick that up and give it a nice hum.
So the gang comes for Cheetor?
Yeah, the gang comes for Cheetor. They're all in their beast forms, which this just makes me think that this entire show is just a what do you call it? Like a tech demo. It's like, hey, look what we can do with computer graphics. Like we can make a rhino. We can make you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's like, well, we can make all these things, and it's like, what if we turned them into robots and then bang, 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 bang? Now we've got Beast Wars. You know what I'm saying? They hid all the, I'm going to call it good writing. They hid all the good writing and storytelling in this children's show that's really just a tech demo for computer graphics. And I don't know if they want to use it in film or just more TV shows, but apparently Mainframe made quite a few shows that are all in kind of the same style. I think that's pretty cool of them, like that they were constantly just trying to push the envelope with their own, I guess, proprietary software. Like everything was their own. So anything that they made, nobody else is really copying because they just couldn't.
So it shows everyone riding on the back of Rhino.
Right. Everybody's riding on the back of Rhinox.
Which is Optimus Prime and Rat Trap. That's it, right? It's just
because
three.
Cheetor is already out.
Yeah, they only have 4 people in their group.
So it's Rat Trap and Optimus on the back of Rhinox.
For no reason.
No, it's not for no reason. Rhinox is the fastest. He's the only one that can make it out there fast.
I just feel like it's abuse to the Rhino. That big ass giant animal on your back with an animal on his back.
They're also robots, so don't want to think too much that maybe we're hurting the animals because they're not animals.
Like tiring him out, using up more of his power than necessary to carry y'all to the battle. And it didn't look like he was running. He was like walking.
Nah, because remember they ran through those rocks. When he told him to bear left or whatever, and then he ended up running through those rocks.
They see that Cheetor's about to be attacked, and they say, we about to save you. But then Megatron and his gang show up and say, oh.
So we see Cheetor retreating from Waspinator, and the teams show up on opposite sides of the battlefield. Just so happens after Waspinator ran into, I guess he called the rest of the Predacons like, hey, we got this cheetah with a gun over here. We need to kill him because he's all alone. But they weren't planning on the Maximals to make their grand entrance as well.
They're outnumbered, though.
They are severely outnumbered. There are 4 Maximals, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There were 6 starting out. 6 Predacons starting out. So all that extra firepower is not looking very good for the Maximals.
Megatron says his little line after Optimus preaches that he wants to have peace.
Oh yeah, we do learn that. We learn that the Maximals and the Predacons have had centuries of peace after the Great War. So I guess this Great War really rattled everybody into peace, which...
The whole reason this is started now is because Megatron stole the disc.
Right, so that he could, I guess, bring the Predacons back into power.
Yeah. Because
the Predacons... I guess the Predacons lost the war, but the Maximals or Autobots, they decided to allow the Predacons to, I guess, continue to exist. And since they continue to let them exist, you can just turn your head. And she's trying to yawn, everybody, but she's trying to keep her mouth shut.
I've done it multiple times.
Yeah, I've been noticing it. It looks like you're in pain.
I am not. I hate you.
I know. That's all I'm here for. Uh-oh.
It's fine. Don't.
Oh, so anyway, so Optimus rolls up and he says there was peace on the Predacon and the Maximal side. Why would you do this? Why would you steal the disc? And Megatron comes out with the coldest line and says that basically there's peace on your side, but not on ours. An enemy which appears peaceful might be merely biding its time. So, whatever that's supposed to mean, I guess the point is Megatron is striking right now. If Megatron's going to strike right now, the Maximals, I guess as a whole, are not going to be ready. So that's the whole reason that Megatron has done what he did.
Well, Cheetor comes from the pit that he's stuck in.
Whenever he says, like, they're just biding their time, and he's like this?
Yeah.
Pulls out a pistol and shoots it.
Right in the face. And it does nothing to
him.
So
we already see that Megatron is a very formidable opponent. Like, clearly, he's smarter than pretty much everybody on his team, and he is physically imposing to the fact that, I mean, he took a point-blank shot to the face and kind of laughed and said something about him being a feisty little kitty cat or some shit he says. So at this point we see the Predacons and the Maximals roll out, which they call maximizing for the Maximals and terrorizing for the Predacons. The Predacons are terrorists, the Maximals are maximum, I guess. I don't know. So what we see, I wrote down pretty cool designs. I think all the designs are pretty cool. Now, as a kid, I know that this was all just to sell toys, which is why the original cartoon was made. I don't know if you watched that show, The Toys That Made Us, but
I did watch that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they had an episode on Transformers, and it was like, we need to make a cartoon, and then that's how we ended up with pretty much all the cartoons that came out in the 80s were like toys, and it's just like, damn, I guess nobody was really, I guess Hanna-Barbera was the best they could get at the time, right? Like, it was Jabberjaw and Dune Buggy and all of those, Yogi Bear, like all these kind of derivative cartoons that are like all kind of the same characters over and over again, like Scooby-Doo and Jabberjaw are the exact same cartoon, and what is it, Dune Buggy is Jabberjaw, but the card talks this time. And then, like, the two big ones that I can think of are, like, what was it? It's like Grape Ape and Magilla Gorilla.
Magilla Gorilla.
And it's like, man, there's Top Cat. And it's just all those just very derivative cartoons. Like, Top Cat and Snagglepuss, I swear, are like the same character. But I digress. They show that we have our first big battle between the Maximals and the Predacons. Cheetor ends up getting trapped under a rock. Optimus gives an order to Rat Trap, who refuses the order because he tells Rat Trap to go save Cheetor, and Rat Trap says, no, I think the quote is, I don't want to get my pretty little pelt punctured by those Preds.
Horrible team player.
Yeah, he's not a team player, but the fact is...
Horrible teammate.
You say that, but the fact is they were not a battle unit. They just happen to have guns. They're not a battle unit.
Still, I don't like his attitude, and I don't like that he don't like to follow orders.
I
he always gotta
agree.
Talk shit. He can't just do something.
I agree, but the fact is you're really asking me to put my life on the line for, I guess, a teammate, and we're not even supposed to be fighting. Like, we're not supposed to be fighting anybody.
So because he refused, Optimus turns on his jets.
Right, it's revealed right then. It's revealed that...
fly to the battle scene.
It's revealed that Optimus is a flyer, just like Pterosaur and Waspinator.
What a waste.
And you said that he could have used his jets the whole time?
To fly to the battle rather than riding on the Rhino and gotten there sooner?
Negative, because there is a thing called Energon, and the Energon would have short-circuited him as soon as he got to the battlefield.
I disagree.
I mean, it literally happens like right after that, so...
yeah, because he gets hit.
Well, no, I mean, but the fact is they all start to short circuit right after Cheetor gets freed by Optimus. Like, and then they take off.
Using the jet.
Right. So all the robots start to short out due to energon buildup. And we also learn that the beast forms also heal them. So that wasn't clear at the beginning, right? That like the beast forms, not only do the beast forms protect them from the energon, but they heal wounds and damages that happen in between those scraps that they have with the Predacons.
They ride Rhino home.
Right, so they're on their way back home and letting their beast forms heal, and then Optimus says something about one of the Predacons was missing. Who was that Predacon?
I think we gave him the fade.
Yeah, I forgot about that. They said, I think we gave him the fade. Who said that? Was it Cheetor?
It was Cheetor.
Yeah, Cheetor says, I think we gave him the fade, so they take off, thinking that they've lost the Predacons.
Then
Suddenly,
they gotta cross the skinny little bridge to get back home.
Suddenly, appearing, blocking their path,
is
Dinobot, challenging Optimus for leadership of the Maximals, which he had just fucking failed doing with the Predacons and didn't try a second time. Like, what was that all about? Like, yeah, he immediately lost. He didn't even lose a fight. He got sneak attack and then said, "Fuck it, I'm gonna go sneak attack."
And then showed up and said, "Let me try it on this group."
Yeah, let me try it on this group. I'm gonna be the leader from now on. And as it pans up to show Dinobot in all of his glory, the episode ends. Tune in next time on Dragon Ball Z. Nah, but for real, so what did you think about that episode?
It was action-packed. It made me ready for episode 2. It didn't even feel like an episode had went by.
Right. Well, minus the fact that we're sitting there writing notes and I had to rewind it a couple times and stuff like that just to catch some little bullshit. But, I mean, it's setting up some stuff that hopefully is going to pay off a little later. But it's setting up the lore nicely. Like I said, whenever this show came out, apparently it was not well liked. There was a lot of people that was like, I guess they were on, internet forums, which were super early at that time. They were more bulletin boards than anything. And people were saying, I guess, who makes them? Is it Mattel, I think? And it's like, truck, not monkey. I remember seeing that somewhere, and it's like, truck, not monkey. Fuck that truck. Are you kidding me? It's a goddamn T-Rex, man. And I think this came out right after, like, Jurassic Park. You see a Velociraptor, and it's like, fuck yeah. Like, that one, the fucking Velociraptor. It's crazy how all the Maximals are like mammals, and then all the Predacons are like lizards and insects and all the nasty things that we don't like or that we're afraid of, and then everybody else is just like a furry little creature or an endangered species. You know what I'm saying? It's like a silverback gorilla, fucking rhinoceros.
We got Dinobot and then the T-Rex. Like they're both
Well, they're extinct. But I'm saying though, they still chose like I'm pretty sure that velociraptors, like that form of velociraptor, didn't even exist. They literally just said, "Oh man, we could do like Jurassic Park and have a T-Rex and a fucking velociraptor."
I think the best form is Optimus, though.
You talking about his robot form?
No, animal form. Like.
What do you mean the best?
I like that he has jets.
What? I just said, is it the robot form or the animal form?
Well, I like the animal that he chose. Like,
what does that have to do with the jets?
That's his robot form. They made him come out his back really easily. He still stays in a primate form whenever he does that.
What? Absolutely not.
He don't transform to use his jets.
He absolutely did.
I don't think he did.
Are you kidding? He absolutely did.
I'm gonna have to see. Because I feel like he stayed as a...
Yeah, he definitely didn't do that.
We'll see.
No, right. there's no see. I'm right about this. I know what I'm talking about. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna check it again. So on the bridge, they said, winner is leader, loser has to fall to their death.
That's the next episode. Now we are at 48 minutes currently.
I didn't know
so
you were ending this. I thought
you see, I was gonna do 2 episodes, but the fact is like we've talked about this episode pretty extensively. Like I said, we're just trying to get the format down right now. So this could be 1 episode for sure.
All right, yeah, that's fine.
Because we already have episode 2 notes. Ready to go.
Joe Rogan links going on.
Hell no, I don't know about that, man. I don't think anybody's
3 hours.
I don't think anybody's gonna listen to this one, let alone a 3-hour version of this. I remember I used to listen to Joe Rogan because they were long, and he just kind of was freestyling. And then, like back whenever it was on, what was that damn website? Was it Ustream?
Yeah.
Was it Ustream? Yeah, I remember watching like the first, I don't know, it was like 10 episodes, and being like, man, this is exactly what I was talking about. Because whenever I used to go to my friend house, that was the conversations that they would come up with. I was like, man, if somebody could record these conversations, this would be fucking hilarious. That's where I got the idea for podcasting. I invented it, and then Ricky Gervais came out with his thing, and then Adam Carolla came out with his thing. His was more of like a radio show with radio bumps and stuff like that. And then next thing you know, Joe Rogan jumped on, and then it was just like, I think Joe Rogan might be the biggest one out of all of them now. For sure not Ricky Gervais, because he doesn't do this consistently. Him and Adam Carolla are probably the 2 biggest ones that I know. I don't check fucking podcast download numbers and stuff like that. I guess we'll cut this off for now and then come back and do episode 2. Episode 2. We've already got those. So I guess we can just keep banking these until we're done. If anybody has any feedback or anything, I'd love to hear it. We're gonna set up an email and all that kind of stuff. It's gonna be in the show notes. But for now, I guess peace out. This is TnT. T is for and T is for.
I was
wondering. And we be watching things.
Get to that.
Yeah, I need to. I had to put that at the beginning, but
yeah,
I'm gonna have to probably edit that in. I'll probably edit in like a whole intro and everything.
Okay.
This has been a review of Beast Wars Part 1, Episode 1.
Yeah.
Hopefully we have some more shows and more movies and things to review. Like, comment, and subscribe. Isn't that what they say? That's what the kids say.
Yeah, that's what my niece says.
Yeah, if you subscribe to my video, then you'll
not even recording anything.
I'm like, what? Where did you get this? Goodness gracious. That's gonna be it. Hopefully we get this thing smoothed out. I need to get a better format. All right, y'all. Peace.
Bye.